It's the comeback for Wednesday, May 25th, and the biggest news in the sport right now has to be the removal of MMA legend and UFC Hall of Famer BJ Penn from next week's UFC 199 event. In case you missed it, Penn admitted to, quote, the usage of a prohibited method, the use of an IV in excess of 50 milliliters in a 6-hour period during a March 25th, 2016 out-of-competition sample collection, end quote. There are still important questions to be answered, such as why did it take 2 months for this testing issue to be reported? And how long of a suspension does USADA intend to issue to Penn for what he insists was a doctor-monitored IV for rehydration? But maybe bigger than all of those is the question of whether this is what we were all hoping USADA would do for the sport. Sure, catching cheaters matters, but where does this fall on the scale of improprieties? Check out Ben Folk's look into the subject as we wait for more clarity on an odd and disappointing situation. Tuesday wasn't an incredibly busy day for fight bookings, but one contest announced has the potential to be a lot of fun as bantamweights Francisco Rivera and Eric El Guillito Perez are set to meet at UFC 201 in Atlanta. Injuries have slowed the progress of Mexican slugger Perez, but he's still just 26 years old and has a penchant for fun fights. Meanwhile, Francisco Rivera is coming off a heartbreaking split decision loss to Brad Pickett and a fight of the night defeat to John Lineker. And of course, Cisco never saw a brawl that didn't grab his interest, so this one looks guaranteed to provide fireworks. Additional fights revealed on Tuesday include Ryan Hall versus Alex White at UFC Fight Night 91, as well as Felipe Arantes versus Jared Sanders at UFC Fight Night 90. Okay, so maybe it's not exactly fight news, but it's still pretty big stuff. After all, Paige VanZant was seen by more eyeballs on Tuesday night than any other MMA fighter in the past 24 hours, you can be sure. VanZant wrapped up her time on Dancing with the Stars, and it turned out to be an incredible season for the 22-year-old UFC strawweight. MMA Junkie's Matt Erickson was in Los Angeles for the Dancing with the Stars finale.
Paige VanZant put together another perfect score on Tuesday night, her 4th of the season. But it wasn't enough to get her that coveted mirror ball trophy. The UFC strawweight, along with pro partner Mark Ballas, came up just short on season 22 of Dancing with the Stars. They finished second to new champ Niall DeMarco and his pro partner Peter Murgatroyd. Although VanZant had more judges' points throughout the season than DeMarco, those only tell half the story, which means DeMarco, a deaf model, overcame the point deficit based on fan votes. She may be a runner-up on the show, but that didn't keep VanZant from becoming a true crossover breakout star into the mainstream with a weekly audience on ABC. Through the show, VanZant broke out of what was left of her shell and told the world more of her story than she had ever told before, becoming an anti-bullying inspiration in the process. She also booked a movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme. With the season over, now we'll wait to find out just when 12 Gauge will step back into the octagon and how many new fans she'll be bringing over with her.
And of course, you know we can't let a day go by without giving you a Conor McGregor update. While his next fight in the UFC is still unknown, it seems we'll soon be seeing more than ever of the UFC featherweight champ as he recently posed for ESPN's Artistic Shots of High-Profile Athletes in the Buff, better known as The Body Issue. Meanwhile, Aljamain Sterling was in Las Vegas promoting his UFC Fight Night 88 contest with Brian Caraway and said if this rumored boxing contest between McGregor and Floyd Mayweather doesn't happen, he'd love to step in.
Oh yeah, I'll fight Floyd. One, it's a big check, and two, I'll fight Floyd. I'm not afraid of a competition. There's no way I'll turn down a fight like that. That's like a dream come true fight, you know? That's like something you say, like, you know, I fought one of the greatest guys of all time, so that'd be something I would definitely love to do. People would probably be like, oh, you won't last one round, but you don't know that. I think I'm pretty smart when it comes to strategizing as well. I mean, Mayweather's not like looking like he's trying to knock anybody out there anyway, so. I think I could hold my own a little bit in there.
And that's the comeback for May 24th. As always, there's plenty more to catch up on from Tuesday, including Hector Lombard's claim that Dan Henderson dissed him during a few Team Quest training sessions, as well as WSOF champ Justin Gaethje's belief that former Bellator champ Will Brooks might have made a miscalculation in forcing his release from his former employer. So check out MMA Junkie.